What's good, Bibi? So now we're going to be moving on to the Wolves game, and we got a Wolves fan here, my guy, Bibi. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you, bro?
Doing well. After we last met, you went on and beat, who was it? Tottenham, and you beat, who was it? Leicester?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though. It's always nice beating Spurs, isn't it? It's really nice.
It is. You guys took out your frustrations. Let me ask you, is your team actually very hyped up for this game after the way we celebrated against you guys last time?
I think it's all media talk, to be honest with you, more than anything. To be fair, I think it's a simple case of the players just need to try. I think our players basically just need to try and find motivation. And if that motivation is the Arsenal players celebrating like they should at the end of a match, then so be it. But I just think some of even from like a Wolves standpoint, I looked at it and I've seen it come out in the press, and for me, it just seemed a bit sour grapes from our players. I mean, it was like Arsenal have come here in a game where there was very few chances. It was going to take one opportunity and one mistake from either team for the game to be decided. And that's just pretty simple what happened. And to be honest, I think it's just fair, to be honest. No complaints from me.
Josh got me insecure thinking I look like a turtle. What do you mean by that?
Anyway. I like this guy.
Anyways, yeah. No, but yo, they Wolves fans hate him. They're like, yo, he's so negative. They hate you.
Oh, mate. Oh, it's brilliant. It's quite funny. Nah, it's one of them. I'm used to it at this point, to be fair.
Okay. Just before we get into that, I'm just going to ask the Arsenal boys, who is going to start? Emil Smith-Rowe or Martinelli? Who are we picking? I did a poll. Over 1,000 people voted, and they all said, majority said Emil Smith-Rowe over Pepe and thing. And on the right-hand flank, I left it open in case Colleen wants to start. So I'll give you first, Colleen. Are you going to play Cedric, or are you going to play Emil Smith-Rowe or Gabriel or Pepe?
I mean, I don't think Cedric deserves to be dropped, but I think it's time for Tommy to come back in at right back, to be fair. It would be a bit harsh on him because he's played great the past 2 games. He played great against Wolves, even when we had 10 men, but Tommy's got to come back in for me. And on the left, I mean, I think that really depends. Are we sticking with Lacazette? I mean, I think he will stick with Lacazette, but me personally, I want him out of here after that last game. I'm not going to lie to you. I want us to try something new. Personally, but if we're talking about the left, I think it'll be Smith-Rowe because he just can't stop scoring off the bench. You've just got to get
that. Is that what
I mean, I'm not saying like I would like that would be my first pick. I think Lacazette probably should lead the line. However, I'm not impressed with him, and I'm open to innovation and trying something new. They've been talking about trying Martinelli as a false 9. Even Arteta was talking about Smith-Rowe as a false 9 in one of his interviews the other day. I'm not saying he's going to do that, but I don't think Lacazette has performed very well, to be honest with you, especially in our last game. I'm just getting a bit fed up, and I do like Lacazette. I do think he'll start him, but I'm open to a bit of change.
Okay. Just before we go to everybody else, Saeed, who are you starting in that left wing spot? Smith-Rowe or Pepe?
Smith-Rowe, of course.
I meant Gabriel Martinelli. I don't know why I said Pepe. Sorry, he's also an option, of course.
I'll tell you why I need to start him. It's just because he just performed one of his best games. I wouldn't take him out. Okay, just keep the guy because he's just in a row, and he's got that confidence bumped up, and he actually can penetrate and go through. Martinelli, too many touches, going around so much and keep the ball too much for no reason. For me, Smith-Rowe is one of the best ball carrier in the Premier League, and I really like him in that position. So I would keep him. On the full back right, I would bring in Tomiyasu, just because Wolves are not Watford, and they will try to penetrate us. So I think it's better to stick with Tomiyasu over Suarez, just because we're not gonna be attacking the whole time, just like the last game.
There you go. And Femi, just before you go, I'm just going to show the Wolves team quickly. This is what the Wolves team is going to look like. Most likely, it's going to be a back three with Saiz, Cody, Killerman. You're going to have Semedo, Doherty, Neves, Matinho, Marcelo, and then Prudence and Jimenez. I don't think Pedro Neto is going to start. Am I right, Pepe?
Yeah, he's only just come back after 10 months out. I think the only difference in that team is probably not going to be Marcel at left back. It's probably going to be Aït-Nouri. Other than that, it's probably going to look... it's more than likely probably going to look that, to be honest with you.
There you go. And Femi, what are you saying? Talk to me. What do you think about the lineup?
I'm a big statistics guy. I'm under the same thinking that I'm okay with, like, trying something new. But after this game, we have Watford, and then after that, we have Leicester. I think if we are going to experiment, I do think that we should experiment with a team that isn't as defensively as solid as Wolves. Wolves will be tough, and I hope people understand. I've been really high on them this season. It's not by luck. It's not by chance. If you see the way they play from the back, you see how fluid their passing is. Again, when you watch them, it's like everyone knows what they're supposed to be doing. So I see Lacazette starting up top. I think Smith Rowe has to start only because I'm just going off of patterns. When Tavares was in because of Tierney and he played well, and Tierney came back, what happened? Tavares kept playing. Same thing happened with I forgot who. It was someone else. It was like, no, it's literally how Martinelli got to start getting games in. It was because ESR was playing and he was still playing well. I think he got injured. Martinelli came in. ESR came back, but it was like, well, let's kind of ride this out until you finish with it. And I like that culture. It's like it makes our players realize that, like, hey,
you're going with ESR, am I right?
When it's my turn, take your chance, because it's not going your spot can go like that, and I love that. So keep the same up top, but ESR and bring Tomiyasu, because I can't wait for us to win 1-0.
Don't forget
before you go, Saeed, I want to show you guys some stuff. We have no players injured at this moment in time. That is the second time this has happened in 2 years. It might have something to do with the fact that we play less games, but I'm very impressed. Congratulations to our medical staff. We don't have,
and our squad's like this thin as well. So,
so knock on wood, it doesn't happen. But this is very impressive in my opinion. Continue. What were you gonna say, Saeed?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that Smith Rowe is your top scorer. So he shouldn't be on the bench.
After being on the bench,
especially against Wolves.
How dare you?
This man deserves credit for what he's done and how much he's developed. Honestly, man of the match for me last game personally. I don't know about you guys, but Bebe, who scares you the most in our team personally? The last time.
You guys are probably going to laugh after the game that we played against you. Lacazette was absolutely unbelievable. Lacazette does worry me a little bit up front. Again, Connor Cody in a 1v1 defensive position is probably not his strongest point, but he gives me nightmares, to be honest. Martinelli, to be fair, before obviously the incident, he really kind of impressed. But I just think that it's going to be mainly those two players. I can't see the game being any different to what the game was at Molineux. It's going to be a game of like one or two opportunities, and it's like if you switch off for one moment, you're going to be 1-0 down, and you're not going to get that goal back. Because it's just a game of both teams defensively solid, both teams know their role, both teams can play as a team. In terms of going forward, I think that's kind of where our problems lie. We don't score enough goals. We create opportunities, but we just don't put them away. Arsenal create opportunities, but the amount of sitters that are missed just in general has just been their biggest downfall. And that's probably the reason why you're not higher up in the league. But I just think it's going to be a game of like one or two opportunities, and it's a case of whoever can take the chances.
I understand that. I'm just going to show this. This was the poll. Over 1,100 people voted, and 55% was Emil Smith Rowe.
Miguel, you said people don't like this guy? It's like he's going to be my best friend. I like this guy. I really do like this guy.
I love it.
I like this guy.
No. Wolves fans. Oh,
they hate me. Absolutely hate me.
They think he's the league. Fans Listen, me. I'll give you. I'll title him the league gunner of Wolves fans. That's what,
Oh, that's bad.
that's what they call him. But yeah, I'm just trolling. Anyways, moving on from that. Guys, score predictions. Do you think? Honestly, I know some people don't like giving score predictions. I personally think this game is going to be a very, very close game. So people in the comment section, let us know what you think. Arsenal, Wolves, who's going to win? Just to end off the show, Femi, what's your score prediction?
I know if I say something positive about Arsenal, that Korean girl is gonna really like get a go at me. And I'm confused. I'm so confused. But I don't know. I see a 0-0, man. I truthfully, I see Arsenal scoring a goal. The refs say no, it wasn't a goal because one of our players' arm was. I just see that again. Very strong defensive teams who both, and crazy enough, I think Arsenal's attack isn't very great either. I think we do spark things, we do create chances, but again, like you said, it's just putting those chances away, which is why it's funny you say Lacazette, because I'm telling you, if Lacazette has a clear chance, we're holding our breaths as much as you. Like we don't know what's happening. So, I don't know if he should be scared. If anyone to be scared of, I would truly say Bukayo Saka. That's just be careful, only because even without goals and assists, if you see what he does across the game, you most teams should be scared of that guy. So 0-0. Sorry, I'm American. I can't say that. 0-0. My bad.
Saeed, what are you saying?
I say 1-0 Arsenal.
1-0 Arsenal. Why?
Be optimistic, but I think we have the tools to do it. We have a good defense, and we can take chances.
There you go. Bebe, just before we go,
thank you very much, Harper, mate. That's a nice little comment. That no, I'd probably. By the way, first time going to the Emirates on Thursday, so that'll be quite interesting to see what happens. I'm confident. I'm quietly confident coming into the game. I think after the last two performances where we necessarily weren't at our best and we managed to get the 3 points, I think that we could nick a 1-0 here. But again, I just think it's going to be a case of if that one opportunity falls to us, then I think we've got an opportunity. But I honestly, I think that we could nick it 1-0. And to be honest, whoever wins this game, this is massive for both of our seasons. This could be a turning point for either team.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't even look at the league table. If you guys look at the league table, respect to Wolves, they are sitting in the mix with the people fighting for top four.
I'm not even remotely surprised. I had Lang as in
my
tweets. I have Lang as a coach of the manager of the year in December. I was like, if you guys really watch how these guys are playing for the really small amount of times he had this team, oh yeah, no, he has them firing. So them being here, not even surprised.
Yeah, Colleen,
my guy.
I'm just gonna show the league table before we move. They are literally just right there. They're right there, and they got games in hand too. They got 2 games in hand also. So it's like to be 7th when Nuno had them in relegation almost, pretty crazy.
That looks good,
especially like after going down 10 men. That winning that game 1-0, being able to close up shop might actually be the difference this season. Like. People don't like looking at things like that, but
if it's not Ramsdale signing of the season, their goalkeeper is probably signing of the season. But yeah, Colleen, what were we gonna say? Scoreline.
I agree with everyone else. Thinks it's gonna be tight. I would like to think it'd be 1-0 Arsenal, but I always liked a bit of Wolves, and I really liked them this season as well. I quite like Podence, so I'm a little bit nervous as well. I love his feet. I know people tend to go for like your Netos and Jimenez and whatnot, but I really like Podence. I'm slightly off topic, but I don't know if you'll be able to hold on to him in the next couple of seasons, if I'm honest with you. He's a good little player. I do like him. But I do think I wouldn't be surprised if it was 1-0 Arsenal. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 1-0 Wolves. I'm hoping and leaning towards a 1-0 Arsenal just because you just like to think if ESR and Saka are playing after the game they just had, they should be brimming full of confidence. But Wolves, as we know, Wolves are no mugs. So I'll be looking forward to it.
Okay, just to let you guys know, I went with 2-1 Arsenal. I think it's going to be a very tight game, but I do think it will be a situation where Arsenal get their first goal, the crowd will be involved, we'll get the second goal, and then Wolves will nick it back at the end, and it'll be cagey, just like it was against Brentford. But as long as we win the game, I don't care how we do it. This is one of those games where you just need a win, go home. I mean, leave the stadium with the 3 points, and if we get the 3 points, it's a massive boost for our top 4 hopes. If we lose, don't go crazy, guys. a draw or a loss against Wolves is not going to end our season. Nothing at this point is going to end our season except if we go on a big streak of losing games. At this moment in time, calm down. Prepare for the worst, but expect the best. That's what I'm going to say.
And look for the next 4 games because they are very, very important and they are all within reach.
Yeah, and I don't think we play a game until next week, right? We don't play for like 14 days. Am I wrong, guys?
I'm not sure.
All I know is we play Watford again. I love that casual 3.
I think you are right.
Yeah, we don't play again, guys, until we play Watford on the 6th of March. So,
Jesus.
Yeah. So we have to win this game, or else it's going to be 2 weeks of Arteta out yelling and screaming. But yeah, have a good one, guys. Closing statements. Femi, what are you going to say?
I just think that, I don't know, just get behind your team. I think whether you're in or out, don't let the collateral damage of how you feel about the manager like get in the way with how you feel about your club. Like, we are probably in the most critical couple months that we've had in a very long time, and this isn't the time to be thinking about what we could have done, what we've done in the past. It's more so let's look at each game as a final. Let's try to get those points, and let's really support these guys because these players look at social media. We can't pretend like they don't. They do. They see it. They see. Even if you think that what you're saying is insignificant, these players see it. They see these things, and it makes more sense. And even if they don't, what's the point of doing this back and forth when the overall goal is the happiness of Arsenal and us as fans? So let's just use this time to really just fire this team up because 4th is really obtainable now. Something that was laughed at the beginning of the season. So let's really support this team because it looks like they have the fire and passion to do it.
True. Colleen, do you have anything to say before we go?
I mean, echoing Femi, really, is that, listen, we've got 15, on an Arsenal perspective, we've got 15 games left. We're not going to win 15 games in a row. So I think we need to keep our expectations and keep a little bit of reality. But, you know, as long as we can build something, we can see something that's some consistency and, you know, see where we're going. I think we should be right behind. I mean, everyone at this point, even like on a Wolves perspective, or whether you're a Liverpool fan, Chelsea, whatever, at this stage of the season, even if your team like loses a game, you've got to get straight back behind them because there's no time for negativity and start spiraling out because everyone's got so much to play for. I mean, look at Wolves, how high up they are. You know, if they lose this game, do you think they're just going to start spiraling out of it as well? You know, obviously we have different expectations of what we want. Well, they could, but you'd like to think not. I think there's no time to be negative, like overly negative. We've just got to, if we lose or anything like that, we've just got to take the criticism and keep moving.
Big up, AK. Thank you for the compliment, my guy. Bibi, what are you going to say before you go?
All I'm going to say is really this is a massive game for Wolves, and I think it's almost quite mad to think that, you know, after seeing us in League One, seeing us in the Championship, to actually think that we're now in a position where legitimately I'd say we're involved in the race for 4th. To actually think about that from like a Wolves perspective is absolutely mental. But no, the thing is, like, I'm just thinking that from our point of view, if we don't get a good result, then even if we don't even get into the European positions this season, I still think it's an unbelievable season for the club. But yeah, I just think that, you know, this will be tight. Arsenal have got their players, and Arsenal are gonna make some atmosphere. We're gonna, you know, try and, I don't know, outdrink everyone, and we're just gonna go from there. Really, it's gonna be a good day, no matter what happens on Thursday.
There you go, Saeed.
I'm just gonna echo Colin and Femi because I think it's if we lose, it's not the end of the game of the world, and we probably gonna, you know, pick up again and try and win again. We're still in the you know, European places race. If we arrived at the end of the season with a European place, this is a huge improvement, and it's a good improvement for us, and it's a big attraction for any players that we wish to bring in the summer. So there's a lot in stake, but you know, I think it's I think we just need to just keep supporting the guys because that's what we are. We call ourselves supporters and fans, so that's our job.
Yeah, and people who are just constantly hating, calm down. Like, just enjoy life. Calm down. Anyways, we're out. You're not
I want to say this really quick. I think every team in the top 4 are gunning for 70 points. I think that's what the thought process. I don't think
I
like,
don't
as
think they're
fans.
going to get it.
No,
I
as
think
fans, I do
top 4 is
think,
going to be like 67 points in my.
but that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying like I think as fans, we're looking at the table move fluidly. I think every team is looking at, regardless of who it is, 70 points is kind of like the aim or somewhere around it. And even if you lose, just remember, okay, we can pick it up somewhere else. Just try to do it as much as you can. So may the best 70 team win.
Remember, if you win
Have a good one, guys.
your games,
Thank you, everyone, for coming on.
you'll
Really
be
do
very
appreciate
close
it.
to Chelsea as well.